We have an Ironclad Assault, and then we need to fill it up with the most exciting combination of things. What can you fit in, and what do you want? Because I feel like 4 Nova tanks is a bit of a waste. Do you just load it up with how many? How many is this? 35. Do you put 35 pit bulls in your Ironclad Assault? I feel like that's not a good idea. I know ground vehicles don't actually do anything in this game, and it's a bit of a waste. What else? What are the other options? So we've got the pit bull. That's an option for a little snub. The dragonfly. We must have a dragonfly. You'd want a nurser, wouldn't you? You definitely want a nurser because you want to be able to respawn your people who you send out. And a raptor, yeah. We need a raptor, that's true. Would you want some of this? How big are these? Oh, these are higher, 5.5. These might not fit. We'll put that as in a question mark, but they're actually technically taller, although maybe they're only taller when these are pointing upwards. You surely think that if they're making a ground assault vehicle like the Ironclad, surely it could fit all the ground vehicles in, you'd assume. You're going to need a ton of ammo if you can restock all these things. We basically want to be prepared for war. I don't know what we're going to war with. Some variation of this. I don't think we probably want, we probably do want the ICTY, but is the ICTY still only available in game? Can you buy the one with the guns? MTC, which one's which? I can't remember what they do. Anti-air, and which one's this? MTC is ground. So we'll have one of each for the pictures. Storm AA, yeah, no, sorry, we should get the Storm in there as an option. These are just options now, and then we're going to try and fit them all in. I don't know how we're going to quite do this. So there's Storm AA, and there's just the Storm. We probably want both, wouldn't we? Now, I wonder if we actually just need to find the size. Yeah, how are we going to do this? By 6, by 3. Go and follow Trist Pone, but we're going to steal his. We're going to steal this. We're going to steal exactly this, and then we want to put things in it. 40 by 21 by 7.5. Let's do it 40 by 20. Let's all imagine. Everybody, close your eyes. Imagine a time when base building is in the game. We've all got our own bases. I've fallen out with somebody. Let's pretend I've fallen out with another streamer. We're having a streamer war. We've got into some beef with somebody, and we want to go and destroy their base. What do we do? What are the options? Yeah. What goes in first? I think whoever said it, I think you have to have respawn capability. If that's 40 meters long, let's do some marks for halfway. Halfway is roughly there. 10 meters is here. 30 meters is there, roughly. That's roughly 8 meters long. It's roughly about that size. How many do you think you need? Because you'll have to have somebody refueling the med gel thing. Do you think you need 3 of these? If you've got an army, you're assaulting a streamer's base, how many of these do you think you need? We'll do 3. We've got 3 nurses doing our respawning. Then what? I think somebody said before, we do need some pretty hefty tanks. We'll take a Nova in. So we'll take one big one in. Then do we want a small one? Do we want a Storm? So maybe sneak that in there. Might get 2 of those in. There we go. So this is our army. We've got 34, 32, whatever it says, jump seat people in here. They're ready. They've got all their gear on. They're ready to attack. We have to get in some of these, right? So these are 3.9 by 6. And let's put these in. These can take off through the roof. So these can actually come up from the back. So let's squeeze. Oh, can you get 2 in there? Let's assume we can get a squadron of 6 pit bulls in there that could all just take off vertically outside of the roof. Although the roof might not retract this far. Interesting. We could definitely get some dragonflies in there. I think we can get at least 2 of those in there. Do we need a transport for these are too big. We might need a transport to get some of the troops in. That just about squeezes in. Okay, we've got a heavy tank. We've got a couple of light tanks. A couple of respawn mules. So yeah, let's get some ICTYs in. So these are effectively 2 by 2, okay? You could get a couple more, you could get a few more, you can get 4 in here. And I think if we nudge that down a bit, you probably get a couple more in there. Yeah, if you just joined us, we've gone off the deep end into filling out my imaginary Ironclad Assault that I still haven't actually got yet. But we're filling it out with all sorts of spaceships. We think there's actually more space here. So we think all of this area here, in fact, what I should do, actually, I'll do this. This area goes the full width of here. So I'm assuming we've actually got quite a lot more space in here. So maybe we Maybe we move these in. We could get our respawning area in here because these don't need to move. All the respawn the nurses need to do is be able to respawn people. They don't have to move. But once they're in there, they're jammed in. It's only 2 per one of these, but these might be quite useful. Let's squeeze one of these in. 6 by 8. That's quite big. 6 by 8.75. So we could totally squeeze a few of these in. Spin them. A couple of those. Get another dragonfly in there. I wonder how. Here's the question: when you can insure your like vehicle loadouts, do you think they'll ever let you insure your ship loadout inside of your vehicle? Do you think you'll ever be able to like snapshot this like your layout? Do we think we can store things on the ramp? I think there's a chance, but we're going to assume you can. We'll have our army of Icti at the front. I hope there's no life support considerations. So you could in theory, they're quite long. That's the thing. It'll be tight to get 2 of those in. You know, it'll be tight to get 2. If you look at the original concept with the Novas, to get 2 of the ballistas and Spartans, whatever, in would be hard, but might not be possible. But you, in theory, could remove your fleet of pit bulls or replace that. And then remember, above here, in this section above here, we now need to draw a person. Hang on. In this section up here, there's jump seats. There's apparently 34, 32. So we can get 32 people above the ramp, or all above here, up there. They're like on the next level up. Are there people with boom tubes around the gantry bit? We don't know really what they're going to do with the gantry. We don't really know how that's going to work. But yeah, you might want some boom tubers on there. So these guys might be like placed around here on the edge. There we go. So let's work out how many people we need to crew this monstrosity. We need like a pilot. So we have him here, and then we'll have a few of his buddies. Engineering. They're the crew. Okay, that's the crew. There's turrets here. Are they manned turrets? I don't know. Oh, it's gone way out of hand. That's the turret. That looks like a manned turret at the front. 2 manned turrets at the front. Pilot there. These they could be maybe remote turrets. How many can fit in the command module drop seats? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's like 4 either side. So, okay, more expendables, more army. So that's now 42 army, 18 crew. And then here's the fun bit. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Icti, 10 people on dragonflies, 3 people in the Nova, 2 for the storms, 8 jump seats. So 9, 1 driver, 8 jump seats. Okay, so that's 9. 9 for the Spartan. Let's assume we go for the pitbull things, the new fun thing. So we need 6 pitbull pilots, 1 MTC 2. We've got 2 of these. The good news is if we get all these players, the people we're assaulting will have no chance. And then we've got the Ursas. Now we need people refueling the Ursas and their medical gel stuff. So I guess we do 2 Ursa loaders. Have CIG considered this spaceship and what this will do to server performance? We've got here, let's do the maths. I'm going to bring up a calculator, hang on. Unless I've missed anything, I think we've covered everything there. Whether you might need some like cargo crew. The thing is, are you going to repair any of this? I don't know if you will. We've blocked the repair area. I think we're just assuming it's used and then done. The turret gunners, you'd assume once you've landed, they could maybe go off and do something else. That's fair. 112 total willing participants. Wow. So the concern from a server point of view, well, obviously, is that's a lot of people, but that's a lot of spaceships and ground vehicles we've shoved into one giant spaceship. Surely that won't work. 1 FPS, yeah. What this is needed for is you need to have there's a base shield and a base inside, turrets. Like you need base assault. In some ways, they'll have their own ships flying around, shooting at you. You need, in order for this to make any sense, You have to bring this over to this base. HMS server crash. I like that. That's a good one. All this to blow up a couple of 9 Delta servers. Yes. At the moment, there's nothing worthy of our incredible setup. The problem, the major issue I see here is the setup. If you can't save this, if you can't save a layout of vehicles on a ship like this eventually, so that you can so now we've obviously got item loadout, we've got vehicle loadout and insurance. I would really hope that one day you'd be able to lay out a ship with all of the things that you want on it, and then have that snapshotted, and then that could come up on the elevator when it comes back. Because the setup of getting all of these items in place every single time would be like hours of work. The major issue would be like you get everybody on board, you get everybody thinking, then the game crashes or the server crashes or whatever. The shard just dies, and then the setup time to do anything like this would be insane. And then if it goes wrong, you've lost all that time and nobody would ever do it again. It's a bit mad, isn't it? CIG make this whole thing about, oh, we're not going to bring ships into the game when there's no gameplay. I don't think there's a single thing that I can think of that requires a ground assault vehicle like this. Like nothing.